you don't got 100 million for me, don't even talk to me about it. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to hear. Basically, let me translate, because we know Crawford don't like to do too much trash talk.
Where does Canelo go from here, Henry?
He needs to rematch. If I'm Canelo, I want to rematch Terence Crawford. He got schooled, bro. He got outboxed, dude, by Terence Crawford. And I know that he's itching to get that one back. The first time he fought Triple G, he came back the second time, and he legit beat Triple G.
Once in a lifetime fight. It doesn't need to be a rematch. I think Bud would do worse the next fight. He would put it on Canelo a little worse than that, because that style of fight, I don't think he beats someone like Terence Crawford. But if I'm Terence Crawford, of course I'll fight him again. But this time, I'm the A side. I think Terence Crawford is going to be more confident next time, knowing that I can punch with this guy. I can take his shot. I'm faster.
He fought Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
He didn't do what the last dude did, just run. He threw at him. I'm going to call your bluff, bro. I'm going to fight you.
You might find this hard to believe, but Terence Crawford is reportedly willing to face Canelo Alvarez again, with one shocking condition that's already rattling promoters, frustrating fans, and putting Turki Alalshik in a tricky position. This single demand could very well determine whether the rematch even happens, after weeks of speculation, quiet negotiations, and leaks from Mexican media. A fight many thought was off the table is suddenly back in discussion. But Crawford isn't stepping back into the ring unless the offer reaches a figure almost no fighter ever sees in their career. Here's what insiders are saying. Multiple sources, along with a viral TV report, claim that Canelo has already told his team that a rematch with Crawford is his top priority for 2026. He's after redemption, his belts, and a chance to erase what many consider the worst performance of his career. Crawford's response: one line that shook the boxing world. If it's not $100 million, it's not happening. Not 60, not 80, a full $100 million. Non-negotiable. His trainer, Bernie, confirmed it, and Crawford stood by it. Now the decision rests with Turki Alalshik. Will he risk a 9-figure payout for a fight that some fans felt wasn't even thrilling the first time around?
Terence Crawford is Terence Crawford is demanding Turki Alalshik to give him $100 million in order for the Canelo rematch to go down. Now, there is a rematch clause going on between Canelo and Crawford. Obviously, everybody knows that. But if he's not going to get the $100 million, that I'm going to be honest with you, I think he truly deserves $100 million for everything that he has gone through in the sport of boxing. The $100 million, number one. But if he doesn't get it, all he has to do is just wait out the contract. There's terms in the contract. Now, in regards to terms, we don't know what the terms hold. I don't know if it's 6 months, a year, whatever the case may be. And if they don't come up with an agreement to fight and Crawford doesn't get $100 million, if Canelo then decides not to fight him and decides to go somewhere else, then the contract is voided out, it's completely over and done with, and Crawford just can go about his business. But Crawford, stay on the $100 million, and on top of that, the fight should be in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm telling you, $100 million, and the fight should be in Omaha, Nebraska. Let me know in the comments what you think, y'all.
Isn't hype, and it's not a rumor. It's Crawford's actual condition. Many people forget that he already defeated Canelo clearly and decisively. There was no controversy, no disputed decision. Crawford simply outboxed him, controlled the pace, and made boxing's supposed superstar look slow, flat, and unsure. He achieved this after moving up to weight divisions and becoming the first male fighter in the 4-belt era to claim undisputed titles in 3 different classes. The result was straightforward. Canelo lost, Crawford won, plain and simple.
What was his power like? Have you been hit by anybody that strong before?
I've been hit harder.
No, in a real fight, not a sparring.
In a real fight. Not Avanesian, but Mean Machine hit harder than Canelo, to me. To be honest.
Terence. Congratulations.
Flat and unsure, he achieved this after moving up to weight divisions and becoming the first male fighter in the 4-belt era to claim undisputed titles in 3 different classes. The result was straightforward. Canelo lost, Crawford won, plain and simple. Interview 3 from Crawford's point of view. A rematch isn't necessary. He doesn't need to prove anything. He's already secured his place in history.
Saw you before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. Go. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
For while Canelo is chasing redemption, Crawford is focused on getting his due. His demand is clear: $100 million. No discounts, no favors, no legacy consideration. He wants to be paid what he believes his performance is truly worth. And in today's landscape, where even influencers like Jake Paul are pulling huge paydays, Crawford isn't hesitating to state his price.
Double fake to your left. Double fake to your right. Double fake to your left. No, stop. Put your hand on your heart now, stop. Step back, rhythm. Step back, rhythm. Rhythm, y'all.
Still got some abs.
Double fake,
Still
double
got some
fake.
abs.
Double fake.
Turkey Alalshik isn't just any promoter. He's arguably the most influential figure in boxing today. He's the one who revived the heavyweight division, brought rival promotions to the table, and has the resources, influence, and vision to make previously impossible fights a reality. He also understands that a Crawford-Canelo rematch would capture worldwide attention.
This fight will not happen if we are not involved. As Gia, Riyadh season, Saudi Arabia, this is truth. Because even with what the relationship with Netflix, and we are very happy about it, still this fight costs more and more.
Canelo is after revenge. Mexico is demanding it, and Crawford is aiming for a payday big enough to retire comfortably. If anyone could possibly write a 9-figure check, it's Turkey Alalshik. But here's the catch. Insiders say the first fight didn't generate the kind of excitement that would justify such a massive payout. It was labeled smart, technical, and tactical, but far from explosive. Fans expected a war, yet they got a chess match. That's where the risk lies for everyone involved.
It's a whole lot of confusion online about why you gave them belts back. People really think you got them belts and you were supposed to keep them and you gave them back.
Belts is like a trophy, you know, so of course after the fight we get the belts, we get to take pictures with the belts, but them his personal belts. I'm gonna get my own personal belts. Well, we gotta return the belts. So the respect that I have for him, just like I have for Spence, you know, just like I have for any other champ that I took their belts from, I personally wanted to give the belts back to Canelo. You know, that's a sign of respect. So, you know, I'm looking for him. I'm like, hey, you know, where Canelo at? They like, oh, he in the press conference. They didn't want to let me in at first because they thought that we was trying to, you know what I mean, be on bullshit or whatever the case may be. So I like, hey, man, open the door, man. I'm trying to give him his belts back. Like, I can come by myself because, you know, I was with everybody and they was just like, all right, you know what I mean? We don't want y'all trying to come in here and bombard his press. I said, I wait, you know what I mean? Like, it's all respect, you know, and I just, you know, told him, thank you again, you know what I mean? This is like a sign of respect. I want to be the one to give you your belts back because, you know, you didn't have to fight me, and it's just, you know, a sign of respect.
That's one thing I've always respected about you, bro, is like, you know, you are a competitor, but when you win, you don't disrespect nobody. You don't try to, you know, drag nobody through the mud. Like the same thing with Spence, you know, all the talk that was had and all the stuff that was said, not just from him, but just fan bases. You could have easily did that, you know, and been like, I told y'all. And you did do that, but it wasn't in a disrespectful way. And you probably could have celebrated more and you didn't, bro. So I respect that about you. You know when to be a competitor and when to be a man and say, hey, you know, I've done enough.
Be honest, many fans and analysts feel a rematch isn't really needed. Crawford has already figured Canelo out, claimed the titles, and secure his place in history.
I believe they have a rematch clause. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of wording because Canelo doesn't enter a fight without some kind of wording in terms of rematch clause. but he's just not going to beat Terence Crawford. It's the style's all wrong for him, the movement's all wrong for him. And that's what I said, you know, going into the fight, I really believed Crawford would win in the style that he did. And then just as it got a bit closer at the weigh-in, I was like, my heart was like, no, Canelo's got this, you know. And but deep down, I kind of knew that it was all wrong for him. And to be honest with you, Canelo knew it was all wrong for him. You know, I had the conversation with Canelo Alvarez probably, I don't know, a year ago, about Terence Crawford. And he was like, no, why would I fight Terence Crawford? Like, you know, he hates that style. And when he fought Charlo, I remember him being really disappointed that Charlo just moved and moved and moved. And that's why he ended up fighting Munguia and Berlanga, because they're guys that wouldn't do that and they'd stand in front of him. And that suits him down to the ground. Anyone that's got movement like Skull, like Crawford, like, you know, he really struggles against. And when he was a bit younger and fresher, he could probably get away with it and cut it off. And, you know, but then you see guys like Bivol and, you know, Crawford and these guys beat him because of that movement. And I don't know what he does again. I mean, you know, the biggest money fight out there for him is the rematch with Crawford.